as we always do, let's start the show. Hey everyone. Sorry for that delayed pause. Some inside stuff. When I hit the button, it takes like a split second for it to actually register, because it doesn't happen like instant. It's a computer lag thing. So when I hit it, I was like looking at the bar, like, did it actually go? Because also I can't hear the air horn because it's plugged. Anyway, here we go. Hey everyone, I'm Jeff from InThirdPerson.com. Personal look at video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. And we're back with some Tetris 99 on the Nintendo Switch. Hoping you guys can join me for some games today. We'll switch between like classic and Invictus, maybe in some team battle as well. I'm open to playing whatever you guys want to play. And it's the weekend. It's raining really bad here in Toronto. We've gotten like weather warnings for the storm and like a sea night now. It doesn't look too bad, but if it's raining all day, it could be a whole situation. But anyhow, so as this works, for those who aren't familiar, let me switch this camera here. I'm going to count down in the chat, and I'll go 3, 2, 1, read for it in the chat, and when I type go, you hit A to enter the game, and I will do that as well. And that gives us the best chance of being in the same lobby. All right? So, without further ado, let me do the thing. There it is. Good luck. Yeah, how's everybody doing today? I had a night last night. I mean, it was fun. Like, after work, my wife and I went to my sister-in-law and her boyfriend's house. We had some dinner. What did we have for dinner? We had ramen. I love ramen. In recent years, I have discovered the joys of ramen, and it makes me feel really bad that I ignored ramen for so long. Because wow, it's delicious. They have a ramen place by their house that they ordered from, and it was just phenomenal. And now I need to catch up on lost time and try all the ramen, because who knows what other amazing food things I've missed. Generally speaking, though, I am not the most adventurous when it comes to food. There are certain vegetables, like, if it just looks like something I don't want to eat, I'm not going to eat it. And it is very hard to move me off that block of, like, this is something I want, I don't want to eat this thing, I'm not going to eat this thing. And in recent years, I think just by virtue of living with and being with my wife, who's more open with food things than I am. Oh man, is this game gonna end super quick? Oh no, we're okay. She's introduced me to a bunch of stuff. I mean, stuff that, like, oh man, why didn't I try this before? Like, for example, yeah, ramen is one. Hey, this is really good. Thai food. Still generally not the biggest fan of Thai food, but there are dishes within the Thai portfolio of meals that I enjoy. Brussels sprouts is something like really recent. In the last few years, I have been put onto Brussels sprouts, and they can be made really well. There's this chicken spot in the area called Union Chicken, and they do it up in a little bit of a different way. They pretty much like barbecue them, and they don't really taste like actual Brussels sprouts, but they were really good. And that's kind of what made me go, oh, I enjoy this. Let me try more of these things. And even like a more standard, I don't even know how you cook Brussels sprouts, but I do enjoy the Brussels sprouts more now. It's hard though, man. Like, trying to overcome some of the stigmas around food and what you want and eating things. Like, I think it's not even just the way things taste, because yes, I don't want to put gross stuff in my mouth. But like, mouthfeel is really important to me. And texture, if I eat like a tomato or something, and it's weird because I love ketchup, I like tomato-based soups, I like pasta sauce, but if I'm just eating a raw tomato, nah, I can't do it. I can't do it. I hate how it feels in my mouth. There's so many different textures going on, and like part of it is kind of hard and other parts are squishy and wet and dry. Like, ugh, no, thank you. And yeah, so like what sort of some food quirks you have that you're just like, no, I can't eat this? Let me know in the chat if there's anything like that. And also, like, if anything that you've had that like opened your eyes to something, where you just had this massive aversion to a particular type of food, and then you tried it later on and were like, oh, this is actually really good. I'm trying to think of more. This was not how I was planning on starting the show, but it works. It works. What other things? Man, where does that come from? And I know, like, oh man, I think probably my biggest mental block, and this is really bad coming from someone of Filipino descent. I think there's a lot of Filipino food that I'm just like, nah. That looks weird. I think Filipino food is, like, a lot of it's delicious. It's just the Filipino food loses a lot of points on presentation. It is definitely not presented in a way that is appealing to, I'd say, Western sensibilities. And I've noticed, like, there's this one restaurant, there was a restaurant, I don't know if they're still around. Hey, sushi, there you go. Hey, Randy. So that was a food that you discovered later in life, because I know, yeah, you didn't eat that growing up, and then high school, adult years, you're like all in on sushi. Oh, no. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure. Again, I was looking at, like, background processes on what that could possibly be, and I shut off a few. Like, I figured out how to, like, look at what's going on. I don't know when to see, like, hey, at this time, this is going to happen to your stream, or, like, this is going to be, process is going to be running. But, yeah, thank you for pointing that out. I guess we will stick it out as best we can in the immediate term. But yeah, I know the quality right now, it's moving, but yeah, it should be, like, not great right now. Hopefully it's only for a couple minutes. I will keep playing in the immediate term. Maybe we will restart the stream. That sucks. I really like that food bit. Okay, maybe we'll see what happens right after. But yeah, we're almost top 10. We should probably concentrate on the game. Yeah, so Randy, how you doing today? And also, what ultimately inspired you to try out sushi? I don't think I know this story. And I don't know if you discovered sushi. I feel like you did. Like, you got into sushi while I still lived in the house. Hey, we got, all right, we got the 4 badges. We got the full power, 100% up, which is fantastic. Top 5, let's go. Uh-oh, that's okay. Not ideal, but, and of course, like, I might win this thing, and the picture quality is horrible right now. I met with one of my professors at a sushi place and thought I'd be brave. Fair enough. Sometimes you just have to take that leap of faith, and other times it's really tough. All right, top 2. All right, I'm sorry you guys can't see this well, but it's top 2 right now. I see the bitrate slowly climbing back up. If you're watching this after the fact on YouTube, it's not gonna matter. You're gonna see this just fine. This has been a little bit sloppy here. I need to clean this up some, but we should be... Okay. Oh, come on, rotate over. It's not gonna go. Not gonna go. Darn it. Okay. Oh, no, that locked in. That's... All right, now we've got the big well. We can at least squeeze out like one or two. Oh, no! Oh, no. All right, we just got to hold on for dear life now. We made a bit of a situation for ourselves here, but if we can break through... Ah! Woo! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That was quite the risky play here. Oh, man, we are, like, on the brink. Oh, hold on, Jet. We can do this. We can do this. Eyes on the... Yes! There it is. Woo! Yeah, I see the bitrate is still... It's coming up slowly. So whatever the processes are starting to wrap up, but we did it this time. And so yeah, we'll let it rock for now. Man, times I was brave. And like the food thing, I think the best way, the top tier strat to get me to eat something, actually this is recent too, this is something recent, is to like put it in a food with a bunch of other things where I can barely taste the new thing. And I'll eventually ease into it. Like within the context of a soup, like I love soup, one of my favorite foods. I'll eat almost anything. You just gotta put it in the soup. Don't tell me it's in there and I'll eat it and I'll be like, oh, that's delicious. What was in that? And then have no idea that you slipped in a whole bunch of stuff I didn't like and make me go, oh, okay, well, I like this thing now. Just this week, my wife bought, I think we were at Costco and we saw this giant bag of granola. Well, we saw like the giant bags of granola and they were demoing it. And I was like, hey, you want to try it? And she was like, no, thanks. I'm like, I'm going to try it. Tried some granola. I was like, this is delicious. And she tried it. I was like, yeah, this is really good. Can we do something with this? And she was like, how about a yogurt thing? I was like, great. Yeah, granola, yogurt. Cool. Let's do this. And then we went to the grocery store and she was like, yeah, you want to throw some like blueberries in it? And I was like, I don't know. And she's like, okay. I was like, okay, fine. Throw in a bit. And within the context of yogurt and granola, which has all sorts of nuts in it, and then a couple blueberries here and there, and if I eat it, so I specifically take my scoops in such a way so there's like one blueberry per scoop with a bunch of other stuff, I'll totally eat it, and it's fine, and it's delicious. But if you ask me to eat a blueberry straight up, I'm not gonna do it. I don't know. I'm weird like that. Yeah, so I see the game is starting to, or the stream's starting to level out, which is good. While we're here, actually, shout outs to, let me do this over here. We'll switch back to this camera and let me hit this notification real quick. Shout outs to the iconic one. Thank you so much for following the channel while I was offline. I'm pretty sure you followed while we were watching the double jump stream together. Truly appreciate the support. Especially since, yeah, you were watching their stream and you followed them first, most likely, then followed me after. Much love to you for that. All right, Tetris time. Let me get in here. 3. Let me know if you got in. If you are interested in playing Tetris with me, we will do this. So again, for everyone just tuning in, I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com. Personal look at video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. I'm sure we'll talk about some video game stuff. We've just been on this food thing, and like, what sort of... Do you have any aversions towards food? And what times have you taken that leap of faith and were like, you know what? This is actually really good. Greek food took me a long time. Tzatziki sauce. Dude, like, that Greek salad with the tzatziki on the food, like, I had no idea. I was like, oh, this weird white stuff, no thank you. And then tried it out and like, oh, this is like a creamy garlicky thing. Yeah, okay, I'm in. I'm in. And like decades, I was just like, nah, I'm not doing this. Even Greek food in general, where I was just like, no, I can't do this. And a part of it was like salad. I've had a major aversion for salad for way too long. I think it wasn't until I started living with Steph where it was I think she just thought I was a complete weirdo for not eating salad, and we go to places that serve salad and oh man, the internet's dropping. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. For the dips in the quality here, my internet is acting up, but hopefully we can get that sorted out. Okay, there we go. Little shaky, but we'll work on that. Yeah, salad was a big one. And now I can do like, yeah, Caesars are fine. A couple garden salads are all right. There might be still vegetables within a salad that I'm like, no, I can't do that. But yeah, now I'm at a point where like health-wise, I'm not in the physical condition that I want to be in, and I want to be healthier. And I know the biggest problem, the biggest deterrent to that, even bigger than the exercise, is that I eat poorly. I eat like just terrible stuff. I eat junk food all the time. Still eat chips almost like every day. And yeah, part of the getting her healthier was like the eating the yogurt with the blueberries, and I'm trying to do salads like at least once a week. And I know I know people who just do salad every day at lunch at work. But for me, I gotta start small. I gotta build my way up. Randy says, for a while, the only salads I had were at party halls, and they never put enough dressing on there, so I avoided salad everywhere else. Yeah, I need a pretty decent amount of dressing on there. I know dressing, like, actually makes it way less healthy, but I need that to go down. I need it. And again, apologies for the internet quality right now. It should subside. It's kind of up and down on weekends for some reason. I think it's a computer background process thing that I'll have to figure out after we go offline. Other things. Uh-oh. Seafood's a big one. Well, it's because I'm allergic to a bunch of it, but then there's other stuff that I'm just like, I don't want to eat it, and then I use the excuse of seafood being allergic, and I might be. There's a bunch of it I'm allergic to. Like, I can't do anything shrimp related, or my lips completely swell up. But like, fish and chips is great. Clam chowder might be the most seafoody thing, and I love clam chowder. I've always loved clam chowder. Yet the calculus around like, hey, you know, clam chowder is seafood too, has like never worked out in my head. In my head, it's just like, this soup is delicious. So why would I? So I never think about the fact that clam chowder is seafood and I don't like seafood, or I have a massive aversion to seafood as a whole. Gally on the rocks. I can't stay because I feel depressed today, but still wanted to say hello. Oh, Gally, I'm sorry to hear you're not in your best mood today, but do whatever you need to do to feel better. Take care. So I appreciate you dropping by. Feel free to hang out if you like. Maybe our company will help cheer you up. But if you've got other things to do to get your mental health in check, I totally understand, and I appreciate you coming through. Take care, Gali. And again, for everyone just tuning in, I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com. Personal look at video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits, playing some Tetris 99, and you are welcome to join me. So at the start of the next game, I will do the countdown. Feel free. to try and wreck me. We're currently undefeated, for whatever that's worth. I know I'm not the greatest Tetris player in the world, but we did win our last one. Gali says, thanks. I hope the stream will be fun. I'm gonna guess you meant hope. But thank you, Gali, for the support. And for everyone just tuning in on the conversation, we're talking about food and aversions to food that you may have. What are you just like, no, I can't eat that. Even if it's like the most irrational fear or aversion, like whatever it is that stops you from eating something. Let me know. Andrum says, hey Jet, have you seen the Tetris tournament I sent to you on Twitter? I have not yet. I saw that you sent it to me. I appreciate you sending me that, though. I will take a look at that soon. How you doing today? Top 10. You're doing good. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I feel a lot better now that the stream is live, but I had a whole situation trying to get the stream live or get the stream set up last night. I came home at like, hey, Game Diaries, welcome to the stream. Also, okay, I have something for you. I mean, it's not a big thing. And I can run it since you're here now. Yeah, I'm glad to see you here. I appreciate it. Yeah, we were just talking about getting the stream set up last night and some of the challenges that come with streaming. I have a new capture card, the Elgato Game Capture HD60S, and there are times. Uh-oh, this is bad. All right, pardon me. I will continue this story in a second. Let's try and close out this game, hopefully with a win. It's not looking so great right now, but okay, we'll burn the top. Put that there. Put this here. How about that? There we go. Down, down. Down. Ah, come on, rotate, rotate. Okay. This here, this here, this here. This is not looking great. Top 4. Top 4. 4th place. That's okay. All right, let me catch up on the chat here. Oh, Gaming Dies, this is for you. I have to do this as we do on the channel. I mean, like what most streamers do. I just wanted to say thank you so much for the follow.
Yeah, right?
I know this was a little while ago, but nevertheless, I wanted to run that so you could see it. Thank you. I really shouldn't be listening as I'm hungry and the chat is food related, not helping my hunger. Congrats on the Elgato. We're actually going to transition out of the food stuff, unless you want to continue talking about food. I haven't actually eaten anything yet. Maybe that's why that's what we started with. So I got a new Elgato Game Capture HD60. I can't show it on the camera. And while it lets me run the stream in 60 FPS, which is great, it's also temperamental. And it has this quirk where it doesn't recognize the sound in OBS at first, and then a lot of the time it works fine, and then there's other times where it completely messes up the sound. And it happened again last night, and I was up till 3:30 in the morning trying to troubleshoot this thing, like, oh my god, I have to get this to work. We're streaming at 9, and it didn't work. So I just hooked up my old capture card, good old dependable Elgato Game Capture HD. Got it working great. And this morning, I was like, you know what? I woke up a little early. I've got some time. I just plugged in the HD60S, and it works again. So I spent like 2 hours trying to fix it for nothing. And so I'm right now a little on tilt. But I did have some coffee, so that's kind of keeping the energy up. And also we're on stream, and I love being with you guys, and chatting definitely gets my energy going. Oh geez, I hit the wrong thing. All right, so everyone that's interested in playing Tetris 99, this is your final boarding call. All right, so look in the chat. I'm gonna type 3, 2, 1, and when I type go, hit A with me, and we will enter the game. All right, here he comes. There it is. And we're in. Best of luck to everyone that got in the lobby, and for everyone else. Yeah, let me know if you got in. Also, no Zelda Cup today. I forgot to do... Oh. I forgot to do the dishes and wash that one, so we've got a Super Mario... I should switch the camera here real quick. A like Super Mario with the Piranha Plant thing going. Oh, we should probably play some Tetris now. Oh, geez. There we go. Alright. Gaming Diaries, you got an Elgato recently, right? I believe we talked about this on Instagram a couple of days ago. It's so good to finally catch a stream of yours live. Thank you. It's good to have you finally here. And I hope you enjoy the show. If you don't, that's okay too. I understand that not every stream is for everyone, and man, I think one of the things as I got into streaming is just understanding how hard it is to get someone to watch a stream. And I think that a lot of creators, I mean, a lot of people who don't stream and a lot of viewers take for granted like what it actually takes to get someone to like even give your channel a shot. And like what you're asking, I think the bigger thing is what you're asking someone to do when they go to your stream, or to get someone to go to your stream. And like I use it from, look at it from the context of writing. So like I write a blog in third person. That's right now still my main hustle. And for people who follow my blog, you can like follow the blog, you can subscribe to it. Oh my goodness, that was a horrible game of Tetris. All right, we're gonna do the countdown again in a sec. Like asking someone to watch your stream. Like if I'm writing a blog post, I post it live. You can either go to the site, or you can subscribe to the thing on WordPress, or you have an RSS reader and it just gets fed to you. And I can read that thing at any time, and it has the same value as it did like when I first posted it. You can read it 5 days from now and it's probably still okay. With the live stream, you are asking someone to carve out a specific time of day, like specific day, specific time, and you want them to be here for hours at a time, and you want them to watch the thing that you are playing and enjoying, and maybe they don't like the game, maybe they have other things going on, they've got other plans. And that's something that you have to, like, I found that I have to really consider as a streamer, is that this is a really big commitment for the audience to make. And what am I doing to, one, let you know that this is happening, and two, make you, or like inspire you to like even give this a shot. And then once you're here, like, am I putting on a good enough show or experience that you like want to stay? And it's a much more, as a creator, you have to be a lot more active in making the thing that people want to be a part of, versus like, I feel like with writing you can get away with being a little more loose and making what you want to make, and people will come. Like, people aren't going to come here. People will not come to your stream just because you're making the cool weird thing. There's more to it than that, and you have to really go out and like bring people in. And Gaming Dies, yeah, I got an Elgato recently, just working on how everything works together. Okay. Is there any sort of questions that you like have? All right, while you answer that, I'm going to queue back up. So yeah, everyone check in the chat. Oh, you're also probably still playing in that last game, which I messed up completely. So we're going ahead. 3, 2, 1, go. But if you do decide to stream or do videos or whatever you end up doing with your capture stuff, I would definitely love to check it out. And it's interesting to kind of see more bloggers, I think, in our little bubble of WordPress, seeing writers kind of expand beyond the bounds of writing. I think that's cool. Hey Cedric, welcome back. How's it going, my friend? Happy New Year. Are you still the Wii Sports champion of the universe? This is the most important question of all. And you're not allowed back on the stream unless the answer is yes. You know I'm kidding, bud. But welcome back. Whew. So yeah, Cedric, we were just talking about like streaming and game capture stuff, and I think how do you make this into something people want to watch? And just, wow, that was a really bad drop. Wii Sports Club, yes. In the meanwhile, I became a Wii Play mod, and we have a Wii Sports Resort golf tournament. Oh, nice. I have to go back. I've watched bits of your stream, and I know I've hosted you a couple times as well. I need to see more of just that whole thing. I still find that whole scene of the Wii Sports speedrunning community fascinating. Also, wow, we are having a horrible run of Tetris here. All right, fine. Fine, we're just gonna lose again, and we're gonna... Wow. Wow, this is awful. All right, we're just going to go back into it. I am so salty right now. We can do better than this. I know I'm giving you guys, like, basically no head start, but damn it, I want back in. We got to do better than, like, 80th. We won the first game. Maybe that's it. We won the first game, and now we're just playing awful. So, Cedric, I've been playing another thing. Another Nintendo activity-based thing. We actually streamed it on Wednesday. We've been playing some Ring Fit Adventure. Do you have any interest in joining the Ring Fit Adventure speed running community? Alright, game time. Sorry I hit the mic there, by the way. Bump, bump, ba-na, ba-na, bump. Yeah, if you missed the stream, the Ring Fit Adventure stream, definitely check that out. The VOD is on Twitch, it's on YouTube as well. And oh, by the way, I started YouTube content this week, like actually making videos for YouTube. And it is a video about hidden gems on the Nintendo Switch eShop, some indie games that are really good that maybe you haven't played. And I don't blame you for having missed out on these initially, but there's an opportunity to discover what those games are and go back and play them, try them out, see if you enjoy them. Wow, this is like an even worse run than the last few games. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, let's bring this down. There. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, that we might... Are you serious? What is happening right now? What is happening right now? All right, we're counting back in. I know you got... I've probably ditched everybody because you all are still playing in that game like 3 games ago. But... Gaming Diary says, it took a while for my laptop to accept software because it decided that it needed updates, and some just wouldn't tell me it needed. Graphics cards updates were hiding. Yeah, it does that. Main thing I'm trying to work out is sound, since I don't have a separate mic. It will be through the headset via laptop, and it sounds really quiet to me, so I'm trying to mess around with that. Okay, some things you could try and adjust in your Windows. What? Rumbo's secretly watching the stream and taking me out. Actual stream sniping? Maybe. It hasn't felt overwhelming, though. I think I'm just not playing well. But that would be cool if Wumbo was taking me out and then I end up getting featured in a video or something. YouTube.com/inthirdperson Wumbo if you're watching. Oh yeah, so we were talking about microphones. In your Windows settings, if you go to sound and then check your mic, and then whatever your mic is, go to properties, and under, I think, level, check the level there. And you don't want it at 100%. You probably want it between 70 and 80%. That would probably be the first place I'd look. From there, you can also change the gain settings on the microphone. Are you using the Elgato software by chance? Dun, 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 dun. We did have Sheik on the last Tetris stream. He won the game for us on our team. Well, him and Underray. I think Sheik is... I have no idea if Sheik is a guy or a girl. I'm so... that's a bad thing, assuming... I keep making that mistake. Like, you just have no idea. Da, 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 na, na. Yeah, wherever it is, Gaming Diaries, I wish you the best of luck in setting up your setup. I know it's going to be like an evolutionary process. Like, as recently as last night, I messed up stuff. As recently as this morning, I implemented a new feature on my stream, and it just takes a lot of education and learning on your part, and a willingness to... Cool, I'll check that out. I'll have a look at that stuff later. I've downloaded Streamlabs OBS after being recommended, but I've tested doing videos for sound quality through Elgato software. Yeah. The Elgato software, for the very beginning, like once you're getting your sea legs, I think it's fine. But as soon as you're done that, the faster you can get to something like OBS or Streamlabs OBS, the better off you will be in the long run. I think that both of those platforms are, like, one, they're free, but two, they're also, like, a lot better in quality. They help stream a lot better. Streamlabs in particular has a lot of free overlays you can use to start. I personally use just regular OBS because there are... One, it didn't work with my old Streamlabs OBS didn't work with my old capture card, so I couldn't use it anyway. But two, there's a couple of features that I need in particular that... A couple of plugins that don't work in Streamlabs OBS. For the vast majority of people, I think Streamlabs OBS is a great choice. Just for me specifically, I use, like, regular OBS. All right. Other things that have happened. Anybody watch the Pokemon Direct this week? I have some feelings about it. So, the things they announced. They've announced that there's... Well, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is coming out. It's a remake... Rescue Team DX, which is a remake of the first Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game. I've never played any of the Mystery Dungeon games until I played the demo. Cedric says, I am doing the restreaming for WSR Golf, Wii Sports Resort Golf. I'm sorry about the frame rate, the dip in video. It's a complex layout. It includes a complete scorecard, automated stats, and so on. That's nuts. That's awesome, by the way. And again, apologies for video cutting in and out or like dropping. I probably just look like a blob right now, and I really need to get to the bottom of that. Like, what is causing it to drop in the mornings? Yeah, that's very cool. Oh man, I totally forgot what we were talking about. It was, oh, Pokemon. Yes, Mystery Dungeon coming out March 2020. The demo is out now. I had a chance to play it, and I thought it was okay. I just thought it was interesting to see, like, them translate a... What's it called? that Pokemon RPG formula into something that looks almost like Zelda. Like, you're still moving your character around and what looks like real time, but it's not really. It's still turn-based, and you walk up to a Pokemon like one step at a time, and you can attack them with different things and level up your Pokemon as you go. And it's an interesting twist, but I don't think it's for me. I just was not particularly excited by what the game had to offer. Like, top 20, that's a lot better. Yeah, so it was, what was I gonna say? Yeah, Mystery Dungeon, I thought it was okay, but the demo's out now on the eShop. It's free. Try it out. If you've played it, let me know what you think. And maybe I'm wrong on it. The thing I didn't realize when I first played through it was, like, played the first level, was that you move in what seems like real time, like a Zelda game. But really, if you stop, the enemies also stop. So each time you take a step, they also take a step. So, like, once you're face to face, you have the time to, like, look at a menu and pick different moves. And that first level doesn't tell you anything other than, like, walk up to a thing and hit A to attack. And I was like, really? I'm just gonna walk up and then smash A and then walk around and that's it? And they don't tell you till halfway through the second level that, oh, you take a step at a time and you can stop here and then look at the menu and see the different moves that you have, and some of the moves work from far away. And I wish that they'd told you a little more of that up front. But once I got to the end, I was like, okay, I think I know what this is now, and I don't think it's for me, and that's all right. All right, are you ready for more Tetris? And of course, I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry about that. I keep making that mistake because I changed the layout on my Stream Deck. All right, countdown. Yeah, to add that fourth camera angle, I switched a couple buttons around, and I keep hitting the wrong thing. Yeah, I may need to talk to you, Cedric, about, like, the automated scorecards. Like, are you playing off an actual Wii U for those, or, like, are you emulating that on PC so that you can write applications, or what's going on there? Or do you have software that's, like, reading what's being displayed on the screen and then spitting it out? Alright. Tetris time. Bump, 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 bump. Top 20 was not bad. Ah, you got in a different game. Ah, that's too bad. Sorry to hear that, Randy. Oh, the other part. So, Miss Pokemon, I keep drawing a blank here. The Pokemon Direct, the next major part was that we are getting DLC for Pokemon, which is kind of a first for the series. Usually they do the third version, so Pokemon Yellow, for example, where they make some minor adjustments and they largely resell you the same game at full price. And now it's like all new content. Well, all new content. So there's one that's like the isle is one on an island and one in a cold area is what I remember. And one's coming out in, I think, the summer, spring or summer, and one's coming out towards the fall winter. So we're getting a year of additional Pokemon campaign content. They're adding a new co-op mode, which is great. I think the thing that makes me feel a little weird is the fact that the old Pokemon are coming back. Not all of them, but 200 Pokemon that Game Freak was like, hey, we couldn't make it work for this and that reason, production reasons. Oh yeah, they're coming back as DLC. And that makes me feel a little weird. And I'm not necessarily one of the people that thinks that a Pokemon game has to have every single Pokemon in it. I've discussed this on stream, but personally, just to reiterate, I think that creating, like, continuing the formula of having every Pokemon game from now till the end of time forever is a fool's errand. At a certain point, there are too many Pokemon that just aren't gonna fit in the game, and designing and trying to balance a game with like 3,000 Pokemon and thousands of moves, like, it's just not gonna work. It's probably not even worth it in the grand scheme of things. I think you can make ultimately a tighter game with fewer Pokemon, and also add variety to the meta versus just like, we're gonna add more Pokemon that are more powerful than the last one, but then like a crappy Pokemon's always gonna be a crappy Pokemon because their base stats are such that like you can't really work around that. And so I thought this was it. I thought Pokemon Sword and Shield, we're gonna draw the line right here and say that we're not gonna have every Pokemon again for these particular reasons. And I was okay with that. And then a couple of months later to see like, oh, we're actually bringing them all back. We're bringing hundreds back, and your best bet's to pay for them. But if you don't want to pay for them, you might be able, you can trade for them online with other people. And if you really want to hustle and make hundreds of trades and not pay for the DLC, you could do that, but that's a huge pain. If you've got Pokemon Home, you can transfer some of your existing Pokemon into Pokemon Home, into Sword and Shield. And I guess that's a better solution, but yeah, still far and away your best way to get the Pokemon is to just buy the DLC. And I get it, you want to sell DLC, so you're gonna kind of gate those Pokemon behind the paywall, but it feels kind of weird and gross in this very specific instance. And not to say that this is like the worst thing, because other devs have done way worse stuff when it comes to gating content behind DLC. Like, I think Pokemon Sword and Shield is, even with the number of Pokemon they cut, I still think it's a complete game, and it's still a 40+ hour RPG with hundreds of Pokemon to catch, and I don't think the missing Pokemon are what hurt my experience with that game. But yeah, gating the Pokemon like that, it doesn't feel quite right to me as a consumer. And Cedric says, every player streams this game or his game, then I restream their stream in my OBS. On the bottom, there is a scorecard with an Excel file with a green screen. I need to write score of a whole manually, but the total score, the color, the numbers, and others are generated via Excel commands. Ah, that's pretty clever, dude. I like that. I actually saw a trick. I don't know if you remember when I used to use closed captions on the stream, and one of my issues with it was that it just had this like black box that everything was contained in all the time. And I eventually took it out. I eventually took closed captions out, but I found a way to take the black box out. And the web captioner has it so that it's gonna be a solid color behind it all the time. But in OBS, you can run a chroma key to take out that color, so then it's just the text over top, which is something I might incorporate back into the stream in the future. But yeah, that's a cool workaround, Cedric, to getting the scorecards on the screen. I like that. I might have to steal that, or keep that in mind next time I need something on the screen. Call it the Cedric tech. Otherwise, Cedric, how you been? How were your holidays? How was Christmas? How was New Year's? If you don't celebrate Christmas, how was December 25th? And for everybody, yeah, holidays, how did your holidays go? And the Pokemon Direct, how do you feel about Game Freak adding the old Pokemon as part of this DLC? Are you just happy to see them again? Are you okay with paying for that DLC? Like, I have no problem with DLC at a fundamental level. I think adding more story-based content through DLC, great. Fantastic. All in for that particular part. The gating of the Pokemon, I wouldn't say I feel like I hate it. I feel weird about it. Uh-oh, we got smacked real good there. Also, we're top 6, so I probably should pay more attention and stop rambling about... Oh, jeez. Doesn't matter, we got bounced. Still, 5th place out of 100. I'll take it. Cedric says, December 25th, nothing. December 24th and 26th, visiting my grandma. Your grandgrandma. Oh, wow, your great-grandmother. But nothing else. All right, well, I hope Granny is doing well. Yeah, for grandgrandma, how... I mean, I guess I don't know how old you are, Cedric, so maybe there's a chance that your great-grandma's still alive. Like, my grandmother passed away at a... I guess it would be a youngish age, like... She passed away before my great-grandmother. Like, I met my great-grandmother after my grandma passed away, so maybe she's still not like 130 years old or something like that. And Anjum says, I am not a huge Pokemon fan, but adding Pokemon, the old Pokemon, is a nostalgia factor. Absolutely. There are so many Pokemon in there that people just have loved, have grown up with for decades, and they've always had them in those games. And for some people, just having them back in whatever way is enough. Sure, take my money, go. But I also feel for people who are like, man, why aren't they in there? And even though like I stated my case of why I thought they wouldn't be there, it does feel a little weird now that they decided to gate them off in this particular way. I almost feel like it would have been better in the long run to just be up front and say like, hey, we've got this Pokemon now, but then in this next phase of DLC, we're going to do 200 more Pokemon, and then the next one, we're going to add more. And just be honest about it. Like, hey, we're doing this because we want to make more money. Versus, like, coming up with these roundabout excuses, and now it just feels kind of scummy. Oh, that's just me. Damn, I gotta stop hitting that button. You're 17, your grandgrandma, or however you write it, is 94. There it is. Yeah, your great-grandmother. And Randy says, so... we're gonna switch back to this camera. Also, yeah, in this particular view, the chat is way too high. We will fix that. Here. Hold on. Oh, what am I moving right now? There we go. Move that over here. Alright, Randy says, so the thing with most of the past few Pokemon generations is that you couldn't catch every Pokemon within the released games themselves. You always had to trade up from the past game to get them all. So I don't see this as gating them off as DLC, when being able to catch them in the DLC is just another option in addition to what's already been the case. Okay. Fair. That is a valid counter argument to my particular statement. I appreciate the feedback. Alright, Tetris. 3, 2, 1. Let's try and win another one here. Any other thoughts on it? Are you sad that it doesn't look like we're gonna get a... What would the alternative to Sword and Shield, like Pokemon Helmet, Pokemon Spear, Horse... I don't think we're going to get a third version of the game. I think it's just going to be DLC. And I wonder if they're going to support it more. Like, we get even more content beyond this if these DLC packs do well and you just keep going with Sword and Shield for another couple years. Though, I don't know. They could get away with just, like, making a new Pokemon every year and selling 10 million copies every time. So maybe DLC isn't necessarily worth it for them in the long run. I do think it's an interesting subject though. Pokemon definitely hit an inflection point of sorts with how this saga has unfolded, and I'm curious to see how it shakes out. I think they'll be okay. They'll be fine in the long run, but I think definitely this gen they've shaken up. And in a way, it may not be fundamentally bad of like questioning like what Pokemon is. Tyler just broke my Wii Sports Resort Golf 4 players by some seconds. I have to go now. I have stuff to do. Cedric, you do your thing. Like I said, you can't be here until you maintain the record. So do your thing. Thank you so much for dropping by. Go get that record back. Man, that's not Cedric, if you're still here. I think you're great. I think that's pretty crazy that you're like monitoring the situation that closely to the point where this person literally just broke your record and you're like, nope, cannot let this stand. I need to break this right now. Whew, like it reminds me, I watch a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of professional wrestling, and they have this thing right now called the 24/7 championship. And the idea is that the champion has to defend the belt all the time. So they could lose the belt backstage, they could lose it on an airplane, they could lose it in another country. One time there was like a pregnant woman who won the belt, and she got pinned by her husband during her ultrasound. Like, this is what it sounds like, Cedric, the life you live, of just like, I need to be on guard to defend my title all the time. And like, one, that's cool as hell. Two, that sounds exhausting. That's dope though. Like, not everybody gets to be able to say that they're the best in the world at anything. So I absolutely get wanting to defend your position. Man, I'm really trying to hold out for that T-spin, but I don't know if that was worth it in the long run. All right. Is there anything for this for everyone in the chat? Like, have you ever chased for like high scores, leaderboards, a perfect run? Like, what is that game that you want to do the absolute best in, complete in? Do you want to get all the achievements? Trying to get that platinum trophy on the PlayStation, or what have you? Are there any games that really make you push the limits and try and strive for the absolute best in? Damn. Alright. Alright, here's the deal. I need like... I need a minute. I gotta go and use the... I gotta take a bio break. I'm gonna throw up this BRB screen. Oh man, the BRB screen has to be above here. I'm gonna run like a quick ad and I'll be back. Stay tuned. Don't go away, I'll be back. All right, we back. Cedric, I hope you beat Tyler. All right, welcome back. Jet from inthirdperson.com. And on the way back here, I just wanted to grab something to show you guys. So very quick show and tell. I know I keep talking about this box that Chris and Rachel from Double Jump sent me, because it was a massive box that had a bunch of stuff in it, and included this one piece of art that I'm going to put up on the wall back here next month. And it's this like watercolor Leonardo from the Ninja Turtles. Man, this is so dope. I can't wait to put that back up. We went with the they also sent me this Legend of Zelda one, so we went with that first because we could hang that up right away. And I rushed, like when the box finally came in, I was like, oh man, there's so much amazing things. I want to put some of this stuff in here right now. And that one was just like, just take out a piece of art and then put that on. This one kind of needs a frame. I'm gonna have to find a frame for it. But man, this is such a cool piece. And as Leonardo's my favorite Ninja Turtle as well. I have no idea if they knew that that was my favorite Ninja Turtle. I mean, it's like a 1 in 4 shot, but thank you, Chris and Rachel, again. That's an amazing art piece. Such gorgeous colors in it. I know, right? That was a very fantastic get, and a very generous gift from Chris and Rachel from Double Jump. Make sure to check out their channel as well. Twitch.tv/xdoublejump. They were streaming yesterday, Has Been Heroes. And we're going to do the countdown again. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, they were streaming Has Been Heroes and Pokemon. Rachel started a Nuzlocke challenge. I know Chris just finished Super Mario RPG. I haven't had a chance to watch that one, but I will go back. They're absolutely worth watching. Oh, let me throw the double jump emote in here too. The classic. Oh man, I don't know how to use this. Where's the... Oh, come on. Don't you hit the button and then there's the... It just shows all the... Oh man. My emotes. Here we go. So yeah, throw down the classic double jump. Oh, hold on. The double jump no Wi-Fi with the glasses. That's my new joint right there. I also have the tornado. It looks like a tornado with glasses on. Do you at all decorate your gaming spaces? Like what sort of art or decorations do you have? I know I've made it a very big deal on the stream that we decorate the room, and every month we put different stuff up. For a while, it was funny, I was talking with Chris and Rachel yesterday, and they were talking about the YouTube video I put up. And in some of the footage that I pulled from some of the indie games I recommend is from when this room was not decorated. There was nothing in there. And I was like, yeah, for a while there was just nothing in this room, and it wasn't so much because I didn't care about decorating the space. Like in our last home, we lived in a 1-bedroom condo with a den. I took over the den, and I had a bunch of stuff. We had art all the way around, and there was a giant board game shelf. But when we moved into this house, the plan was always like to renovate this basement. Still to renovate this basement. And I was under the mindset that like these renovations are happening sooner rather than later, and there was no point in me putting up any sort of decor. But so until the renovations were done. And then like life happened, and I came to realize that when you own a home, it becomes very difficult to finish stuff. Renovation projects can carry on for years, and a lot of the time they just never get fully done. It's funny, I went to my friend Jenny's bridal shower, was it last year now? Like a year or so ago, and it was the first time I talked to her parents in like over a decade, and we talked about home ownership, because Steph and I had just bought the house, and they were sharing stories about what it was like when they just bought their house. And we talked about renovating things, and they're like, yeah, there's like renovations. We've wanted to renovate the kitchen forever. And there are these ideas that they had about renovating it in a particular way. And I was like, yeah, oh, how long has it been since like you had this idea to when you finished it, and they're like, oh, we never finished it, and we started renovating 30 years ago. And in my head, I'm like, wait, that's like way too long. But now that I own a house, I realize like, oh no, that's not that's not long at all. It takes a lot to like actually find the motivation and the time and the money to just put in the work to update the house. And so yeah, just the renovations of this basement have not happened yet. But Steph and I are in more serious talks to do that this year. But in the meantime, like, during that time, I started to get more serious into streaming, and I wanted to make the space look cool, so that's why we put stuff strategically to cover just the part that the camera picks up. But everywhere else, there's no real decorations. That might change, though. I'm looking to install a second camera in here, and if I do that, then I would have to decorate the whole room. There may be less opportunity to like switch stuff out on a monthly basis, but I would have more nerdy stuff up here all the time. Yeah, so I was wondering, like, how do you decorate your space? In particular, your game space. Our house is still pretty nerdy in other parts now that I think about it, but definitely not as nerdy as like my space here or Steph's like craft room where she does cosplay and stuff. Yeah, it's been interesting, going through the process of updating this every month. I've gotten to a point, I still have a lot of like plushies and physical items and games to showcase here. I've been thinking about framing pictures like of myself in like at like conventions and meeting celebrities and stuff to add to the backdrop, make it a little more personal. But in terms of like straight up art, I'm actually kind of a bit short. This is not looking great. No. 26th. And yeah, speaking of art, there's this one thing that Steph gave me that's like super cool, and I want to get it on stream, but I don't think it's going to show up well on the camera. But, let me grab it. So I just have it over my desk right now. It's this sort of, Street Fighter pop-out shadow box thing. I think that's the term. Not shadow box. I can't remember the exact term, but like it actually pops out, and it's got like all the classic Street Fighter 2 World Warriors in their victory poses, and I think it's an amazing piece of art. I love it. One of my favorite things. But like all the way back here, you're not really gonna see it. Like if we go here, I'm gonna do a test for myself right now. Like how well does that show up on camera? All the way back here. Yeah, here it's just a blob. You can't make it out. So this one's just for me at the moment. All right. Time to queue back up. So again, countdown in the chat. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Go. That's cool. Looks amazing up close. Yeah, I know, right? That's such a cool piece. Yeah, gaming diaries. Do you do any sort of like nerdy decorations at all in your place or your room? I used to, in my bedroom living at parents' place, I used to draw for a little bit. There was a couple years where I had this like where I could draw pretty well, and I used to hang out my art pieces around my bedroom. But I also had posters, lots of posters. There's basketball, there's a Michael Jordan one that I had, and a Vince Carter, and I didn't have as much nerdy stuff up there. It was a lot of like sports and pop culture things at the time. Now it's definitely more like geeky things. But I do want to put up more stuff. Like one of the things I want to add to the backdrop more is vinyl records, and just like get these cool albums, like classics, modern albums that have been pressed in vinyl, and just have that art in the back. Like I have a ton of CDs, but again, like CDs are not gonna show up well on a 720p stream at that distance. So I've been looking for vinyl, but vinyl is so expensive. If you want like a modern pressing of you want to buy the new Taylor Swift album in vinyl, it's like 35 bucks Canadian. And if you want to buy like classic albums, put Beatles Abbey Road, that's still like 30 bucks. And Gaming Diary says we have lots of Lego figurines and stuff like that around the place. Don't have many pictures at the moment. Okay. Lego's cool. My wife is a huge fan of Lego and building stuff. I have no building skills whatsoever. What is your like Lego masterpiece right now? Do you have like just a giant Death Star sitting on your coffee table? I'm not judging. Woo! Though I think right now Kim and Pete over at Later Levels have us beat on the geekiest living room. They've got their full streaming setup in the living room with the mics like pretty much hardwired behind their couch. And shout outs to Kim and Pete, by the way, who are fundraising for Special Effect. They have been streaming for like 50 days straight. They're on day 6 or 7 or so. I've tried to watch as many of those as I can, and make sure to check out the stream, twitch.tv/laterlevels. They're great to watch, and they're doing it for a great cause, so make sure to donate if you can. Anything you can spare. Yeah, they have their living room right now set up with the mics, and like that's it's a big deal to try and take that stuff down. I totally get that. So they just kind of have it up in their day-to-day living space, and I showed my wife the picture, and she was like, yeah, no. I'm not letting you do that in our house. Like, if... Haha, we do have a Death Star, but not on the coffee table. BB-8 is on the coffee table, though, and my favorite to have there. Okay, you like Star Wars stuff. I've got some stuff for you. Kim and Pete definitely have us beat on that. Yeah. I take over the living room one day a year for Extra Life. We've done it 2 years in a row now. We've raised over $2,000 for the Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals, and for that setup, we take over the living room. We sit on the couch, and we have a bunch of family and friends come over, and it's a big gaming party. But in order to do that, like, I have to bring studio lights, and they're blasting in our faces. We have to move all the furniture around. We change the decorations up a bit. And my wife was like, for one day a year as part of like a big event, great. For just like all the time, or for the length that Kim and Pete are doing it right now, like, nah, that would be really hard. And it would, just like, I just want to sit on the couch and watch Grey's Anatomy, and I've got the mic sticking out at the back. That's hard, but I understand why Kim and Pete are in that situation, and I mean, kudos to them for putting in the effort to help raise awareness and money for an excellent cause. All right, it's looking pretty rough right now, but we went on a little bit of a tear there. If we can break through to get to that, get there. Okay, we're laughing. We're laughing. All right, Gaming Diary, Star Wars fan. What? Did you see the new Star Wars? And for everybody else in the chat, I know we've talked about it a couple times. Have you seen the new Star Wars? All right, top 20. Sorry, I got a little quiet there. Trying to wait on the Star Wars answer. But that's okay. Rise of Skywalker still doing some big things at the box office. You haven't yet because of work, but hopefully this week. Okay. If you do get a chance, I would love to hear what you think. I will not say any more on that particular one, but what's your favorite Star Wars movie? Let's start there. How about that? My favorite Star Wars is Star Wars Rogue One, which I know it's an offshoot movie and one of the newer ones, but holy cow, I think that movie is just so exciting, and I love that it introduces a lot of gray area to the Star Wars universe, and they didn't necessarily need like the Skywalkers and the Force powers to tell that particular story, and it was just so exciting. Like the last like 45 minutes of that movie, that final battle is like arguably the best thing in the Star Wars universe, in my opinion. And then, yeah, a lot of people love the ending as well. And we're top 5, and we got bounced. All right. So Star Wars things. We have 2 Star Wars things. One of these has not shown up on stream in a while, and one is brand new that I have to figure out how to incorporate. So my wife Steph got this for her birthday. This is a giant BB-8 plushie. We had BB-8 was up for a month over the summer. Maybe like I'll prop BB-8 up down here and do something like that so you can at least see BB-8. It's a little too short if sitting on the ground, but it's nice and soft. And my wife and I also have the the Sphero BB-8, the one that you can control with your phone and it rolls around. That one's pretty cool too. But yeah, this one's works a lot better for the stream because it's nice and big. And one other thing, I got this recently from my mother-in-law, who has donated a bunch of random things to put up on the stream. It's Yoda. This is it's only half of Yoda, so it is a Yoda, and it's got its hands open in a position. I think you're supposed to put like your Halloween candy bowl here for kids to take candy out of, and just kind of gave it to me as an extra thing. So shout outs to mother-in-law for donating this. I don't know what to do with Yoda just yet. Maybe it's just like holding something different every day, but yeah, this is a really interesting piece of Star Wars stuff to have on the stream. Like if I just put Yoda here, yeah. Oh yeah, you can still see Yoda. I don't know if that's like freaky deaky creepy or not, but here. I'll put Yoda like right at the end. See Yoda peeking. It's not a Baby Yoda though. Oh man, when the Baby Yoda stuff hits, like it's gonna be here absolutely. All right, countdown time. So here we go, as we do. And for those just tuning in, I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com. Personal look at video games, board games, other nerdy pursuits. We're playing Tetris 99. You're welcome to join if you like. Starting next game. I need to catch up on The Mandalorian. My wife and I finished up to episode 6. And I think there's 8 right now. And that show's a lot of fun. Though I will admit, I watch it in large part because Baby Yoda is insanely cute. And I know that's not a... Oh, oof. Terrible drop. Baby Yoda's not Baby Yoda's actual name. But of course you're gonna call it Baby Yoda, right? I really enjoyed Rogue One. Wasn't sure what to expect when I first saw it, but it was great. Not sure on my favorite, but I really enjoyed this trilogy as it introduced BB-8, so it's all great. That BB-8 plush is amazing. Thank you. And this trilogy's been... I really liked Force Awakens. And I really didn't like the last one, The Last Jedi. Oh man, I don't want to go into a bigger discussion about the, because you haven't seen the final one yet, so I'll keep my mouth shut on that. But and wow, that was a really bad play as well. Where do we go from there? Yeah, the new ones are good, and Ray, Finn, that whole gang, and there's, who would be my favorite character of that? Yeah, BB-8 was great, and they introduced more cute characters throughout that aren't like super annoying, like Jar Jar Binks or anything like that. The prequel trilogy was not probably my least favorite thing about the Star Wars universe. I think Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, I vividly remember watching and was just furious at like how much I did not enjoy that movie. But I'm curious to see where Star Wars goes from here, like having wrapped up Episode 9, and like, do you, without going into spoilers, like, yeah, what stories do you tell? Technically, in a galaxy far, far away, with the type of lore they've established, they could tell like any story they want, and I'm sure it could be good. Hey Pete, welcome back. How's it going? We were just talking about you and Kim and your hardcore. We were talking about like geeky living spaces because of, yeah, the backdrop here, and I was just like, yeah, we don't have Pete, just got in from work. Ah, okay. How did work go? We're talking about geeky living spaces, and how your living room right now is like Stream Central 101. I didn't watch Star Wars until a few years before The Force Awakens, so as much as I love the originals, I feel more connected to the new ones, as I got to experience them in the cinema and see all the excitement. That's absolutely fair. My wife is similar in that way. She watched the original trilogy like as a little kid, but wasn't really paying attention. But we went back to and watched them a couple years later together, and she definitely doesn't have that same emotional attachment to those old movies that a lot of others do. Yeah, because she didn't grow up with those. And that, I think that makes perfect sense. And like, I don't necessarily think that those movies, I mean, I don't know if this is a controversial opinion. I don't necessarily think those movies are like super sacred, greatest of all time sort of things. I don't know. I'm struggling with words here to kind of articulate what I'm trying to say. Because I'm not trying to say, like, Star Wars is bad or those were bad movies. They're still good today, but, like, I don't know. So, yeah, Pete, rough day at work, good day, bad day. All right, so top 25, that's pretty good. And yeah, Pete, I don't know if you saw, because we were talking about like Twitch on your channel. I got a little, every day above good ground is a good day, right? Okay, we'll leave it at that. That's good to hear, Pete. I got some numbers. I don't know if Kim told you. I sent her some numbers towards the end of your stream about subs, and yeah, so for those who missed out on Kim and Pete's stream, we were talking a lot about like Twitch and subscribers and subscriber counts. Yeah, she told you. Okay, I'll share it with the chat at large. And we were talking about like what it takes to be successful on Twitch, and how hard it is, or how hard or how not hard it is to turn this into a career. And someone threw out a number that, hey, I've heard you can make a living off 1,000 subs, which is, in dollar terms, that turns assuming it's a 50% split, would be like $2,500 a month, US. And there was a suggestion, like, how difficult is it to actually get 1,000 subs a month on Twitch? And I dug through the numbers. You can go to twitchtracker.com, look at the sub stats to find this. There are only 211 streamers in the world right now with 1,000 or more subs. 211. And the person who's at number 211 is in the top 0.31% of all people who stream, and they average about 100 viewers per stream. And so when you think about, like, okay, so this person makes like a livable wage, like a median or average wage, maybe slightly above average, but he has to be one of the best 200 best people in the world to get there. Oh, that's hard. I'm not saying don't chase it. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it's a lot harder than it looks. And kudos to everyone that's made it. Best of luck to everyone that is pushing for that as their particular goal on Twitch. But just know that is like such an uphill climb. I think there are way more people on YouTube that make that kind of money because, yeah, just the infrastructure around getting paid and making money off of ads versus subs is very different. Top 5. Also, I'm running out of water here. Let me go refill my cup real quick. I'm gonna throw out a quick BRB. I'm gonna be back in a minute, all right? GG. Thank you. No ad this time, so don't worry about it. I'll be back though. 1 minute. Oh. All right, there we go. 1 sec. Told you we'd be back real quick. Topped it up. Let's go switch his camera. Oh, geez, I keep hitting the wrong button on the stream deck. Welcome back. Thank you, Pete. And yeah, looking at those stats and seeing how channels rank and how difficult it is to build any sort of audience. Like, if you're averaging 5 viewers a stream, 5, like single digits, you're in the top 4% of all streamers on Twitch. And I know a lot of people would think like 5 viewers, that's nothing, but no, it's a lot. I think the vast majority of people who stream on Twitch stream for 0 people. I streamed for 0 people for a year on Twitch, on YouTube, on Facebook. And yeah, 0 is, I think, like, if you get 0 people on a stream, that's what you should expect. You should expect 0 people. Getting 5, I was talking about this on P-Stream. Getting 5, like getting 1 viewer, cool. I can absolutely have a great stream with 1 person and just having a conversation with that person. 5 viewers, great. Hit double digits, throwing a party that day. And it's funny, like, just how we have this sort of like very skewed look on what the size and scale of streaming is. Someone would say like, oh man, if you're averaging under 100 viewers, you're a small stream, because you're not Ninja Stream. But if you're averaging 100 viewers, you are partner level and you're in the top 1%. You're like within the top 1% of people who do this on Twitch. Damn right. Yeah. And even then, like, people still think that that's a small number, 100 people. Like, no, that's crazy phenomenal. You pull in 5 people, like, reality is that's great. That's great. Keep up the good work. Keep pushing. But yeah, the expectation, like, the real expectation, the vast majority of people get 0 viewers. And if you want to go past that, you really have to work for it. And, like, I think that's kind of the thing that freaks me out, is this whole, like, the gold rush mentality of, I'm gonna play video games on Twitch and make this my career, and just a lot of people going into it thinking, like, oh, I just need to play video games and the money's just gonna come in, and, like, it's not gonna work that way. It's arguably never worked. Like, it might have worked a little bit at the very beginning when most people didn't have the technology, but now that, like, almost everyone can stream at this point, like, that's never happening again. You have to do stuff that puts you above and beyond to even just, like, get 5 viewers. Not if you're in the money, though. Just the fame. Yeah. And even then, just, like, the getting the fame and the lengths people will go to just to appear on, like, live stream fail on Reddit. Like, people are upping the stakes constantly. If you want to play, like, the drama side or the trying to go viral or play the shock value part. I don't think that side's for me. Yeah, I think my goals right now, like, I would like to grow this, but I don't look at this as, like, a money-making thing. I don't look at anything I've been doing creatively as, like, I am doing this to someday, like, make this my full-time job. Like, I specifically started in third person with the mindset, like, this is my diary about video games, and when I started it, I almost made it a private blog. Like, I was like, no one's gonna read this anyway, and I'm just gonna do this for me because I like to write, and I'll write about games. And it doesn't matter if anyone reads this or no one reads this. And I still kind of carry that mentality today on the blog. I very rarely am writing for an audience. I'm just like, this is what I feel like writing about today, go. And so the site is like a nightmare content-wise. It's very inconsistent. I write about wildly different topics every day, and only a handful of people would be, like, mildly interested in each thing I write. And so I can't keep people's attention, but that's what I want to write. That's what I want to make and put out into the universe. And I think you have a question for me, Pete. Go for it. I will continue ranting about creative and my desire to just kind of do what I want. Even if that means my numbers are not as good. So the blog is that way. I think you mentioned the other day about changing font size in chat. So you can see the font bigger. I don't know. So I use... Where is that option? So what are you using right now to view the chat? Are you using, like, actual Twitch? Because I use OBS and I have a chat plugin there. Beside the button where you hit enter, there's, like, a chat settings button, like a gear. And if you scroll down, there's an option there for font size, set font size. Yeah, so my OBS, I'll take a picture and I'll send it to Kim, who can send it to you, what it looks like. And here, I'll take hold on. I have this technology. We're gonna do this live. All right. Window capture. And let's just show OBS. Can I show OBS right now? I don't actually know if I can show OBS. I know the stream is just dead right now, but oh no, stream's not ending. How do I bring up... Yeah, why is window capture not showing OBS as an option? That's weird. Please don't kill the stream. I know, I've done that before. I literally deleted the stream while we were streaming one time. Okay, here. So this is what my OBS looks like. That white box on the right is the chat inside OBS. And then the box on the left, that's like the text list, that is all the notifications of like who's followed the channel, who's donated, who subscribed. Yep. So I use Stream Elements for that. Within OBS, you can download that, install it, and then it puts the extra widgets on so that you're not looking at like 5 different windows to see what's going on. All right, back to the game. All right, countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, so if you Google Stream Elements, like, or Google download Stream Elements and then install it, and then you'll have some options for a bunch of different widgets. I don't use all of the ones that it gives you, but yeah, I use, in particular, I use the notifications one and the chat so that I can see it all in one place. It's ridiculous that OBS didn't have that built in the first place. Jeez. But yeah, even though I have a lot of it managed in OBS, like the labels, so the ticker at the bottom, that's a separate application that I have to have open in the background to make that work. I think Streamlabs OBS has that stuff built in, but I've had issues with Streamlabs OBS in the past, which is why I don't use it. Yeah, same as us, yep. Yeah, streaming tech is weird, man. One of the things I want to get to investigate is Muxy alerts. So when you see like, I don't know if Ninja still has it, but like when someone follows the channel and like there's an animation of a ninja like jumping in and like slicing the screen, like those styles of alerts. I don't think you can do that in Streamlabs, but you can do that in something like Muxy, M-U-X-Y. But then you also need like a video animator to do like higher quality stuff. Like I just have like GIFs of myself. So yeah, 1, get art assets. 2, look into Muxy alerts. But yeah, streaming's like so much a one step at a time thing of like another stream related question. What file mat were your transitions in? Oh geez. It's some sort of transparent video file. I'll have to look after this round. I got it from... I think I got it from like Nerd or Die or something like that. One of those sites that offered free transitions. Why do you ask? Are you trying to make your own? Well, whatever the reason is, I do not know off the top of my head. I can look right after. Also, we've had this Pokemon theme going for a bit. I kind of want to mix it up. I know that the stream is perfectly tuned for this specific song, and as soon as I change the song, it's probably going to break the stream, but I'm going to YOLO it. No probs. A lot of them tend to be PNG, which are quite large. WebM codec makes them smaller and less taxing to run. Are they still transparent, though? That would be my question. If they are, then great. Yeah, okay, great. Then if that works for you, keep it. Go with that. Yeah, they do take a lot of processing power. That's part of why I don't have a transition anymore. Every time I hit that button, my CPU performance would just spike, and then like it would just cause a dip in the stream. And now that we're at 60 frames a second, I don't have any more wiggle room to make that thing run. Hey, finally got a KO. Yeah, we're gonna switch this up to the spooky background. I think it's probably might be my favorite background, and it's not like a Nintendo themed one. Okay, can we get a T-spin double here? There we go. I have the codex, so I was thinking I could re-export your one so you could use them again? Maybe. Oh, that would be cool. I appreciate the offer. I'll go check right after this game what file type it is. And yeah, streaming is so much like a one step at a time thing. Like, the first stream I did was just gameplay, then you add the microphone, then I try and get the video, and then you try and get like a separate scene, and then you're playing around where the video is, and then you're trying to get the picture quality better, and like, it's such a gradual process. But like, that's part of the grind. And you kind of have to go through all those steps and learn it, and you will come out a lot more comfortable with the tech and know how to fix things on the fly, because stuff will break constantly. Every damn day. Ugh. Uh-oh, this is probably gonna be the end of us. Oh no, I messed that up. That was my fault. We still got like top 20. Yeah, you do so many steps. Okay, where is stream assets? My transition is tag test. Where's that file? New tag template. Huh. Did I misplace it? I have the purple transition. What file format is this? It's a WebM file. I know where the boss rush transition is. I don't know where the actual in third person transition is. Damn it. I think... Okay, I'll have to look for it. It might still be in my email. Oh, but yeah, you said no. It doesn't matter because, yeah, it's WebM. All right. Again, if you're interested, actually, let's go double whammy here. I'm going to switch out the theme, and we're gonna go with my personal favorite, the Scary Castle, and we're gonna go play some Invictus mode, which is the hard mode Tetris. So if you're interested, countdown, winners only. Good luck, everybody. But yeah, I can't believe I also delete in taking out the transition. I forgot where. Okay, if I know what the boss rush transition. Oh, here it is. Transition dark mute. And it is also a WebM file. 252 kilobytes, so it's not even like that much, but yeah, every time you trigger it, it causes a spike. I should use those in my YouTube videos now that I think about it. Right now it's like all hard cuts, and I should use that transition and eventually bring it back to the stream. Consistency's sake. Side note, I should cheap plug next week's YouTube video coming out on Wednesday. It's a Tetris 99 video where I outline a list of things that I want to see out of Tetris 99 in the future. Some of my personal most wanted requests, features, things like that. So check it out on Wednesday. And then spoilers, the one after that is a classic Tetris one. I hook up my old NES and play some Tetris and try and get a score good enough to compete in the classic Tetris World Championships. And the one after that, which I just finished this week, was a review for this these bad boys right here. The Hori Joy-Con with the D-pad on it. So if you're looking for a D-pad on your Nintendo Switch, I'll have the review for that coming up in the very near future. Also, check out this theme. This music, though, it's so whimsical. Sort of like that, almost like Addams Family bop around. I don't know. And then I love that the background actually animates, which the actual Nintendo theme ones are just screenshots, but this actually like moves, and I like that. It's gonna take me a bit to get used to the tile colors, though. This is very disorientating. Product reviews too. This dude's got it all. Oh man, my wife got my wife spoiled me so hard this Christmas. She got me like a photo light box for like product shots and stuff, and I actually do like slow-mo pans of the controllers and stuff that are gonna be in the final review, and it looks sick. It's so good. Busy and multi-talented. Thank you. I am neurotic when it comes to making content. Side note, yeah, the bloggers who stream stuff, that thing with Hunstras and later levels, that's coming up at the end of the month. I have a lot of stuff planned for that. I think I have like 5 posts is the plan. And yeah, there'll be one of them is about approaching streaming from a writer's perspective and how you can use your experience as a writer to make your streams better. One of them is a guide on getting the best sound out of your USB mic. One of them, like I write about streaming and content creation on my blog every Friday. One of them is again, sort of mental health. It's more about like the realities of streaming and streaming to 0 viewers. We've kind of touched on those themes here already. And then the grand finale is the tour of this room. I've been working on that post. It's got lots of pictures. It's over 3,000 words long. It is excessively detailed. So yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. We'll look forward to it. Fantastic. What sort of creative projects do you guys have coming up? Pete, I know you're primarily focused on the stream thing, but you've got, I mean, that's absolutely a project. You're streaming for the next, what, 45 days? And Gaming Diaries, what do you, I know you're working on some video stuff as well. Any sort of writing projects you've got on the go? And yeah, for everyone else just tuning in, I'm Jeff from inthirdperson.com. Personal look at video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. We're playing some Tetris 99 in Invictus mode at the moment on Nintendo Switch, so the blocks are coming down a little faster, a little hotter. There we go. It's getting a little scary here, though, TBH. Yeah, Bloggers Who Streams the big one. Oh, after the next stream is a big one. The next stream is a new episode of Boss Rush. So that is our sort of video podcast show. Double Jump is going to be here. Chris and Rachel will be here. Jason from downstab.com will be here. Matt from biffbambot.com is going to be here as well. John at Hotfire is going to be here. And we're all going to talk about the games we've been playing. I have to edit that show, like put together that show right after this. And it's, there's like 14 games on the list we're talking about right now. I'm going to have to cut that down some. But some of the things we're going to be covering include like Pokemon Sword and Shield, Luigi's Mansion 3, Man of Medan, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Ring Fit Adventure is on that list as well. And the big topic of discussion for that show on Wednesday is Game of the Decade. And we are each sharing our personal Games of the Decade. So if you want to find out what my Game of the Decade is, Chris and Rachel's Game of the Decade, and if you'd like to share what your Game of the Decade is, definitely check out Boss Rush this Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, or check out the VOD after the fact. That's cool too. Totally respect the biggers or the bloggers, something I couldn't do. I hear you, blogging's hard, man. BRB gonna get a drink. I think it is a challenge of like oh man, top 10, which is great for Invictus in particular, but we're gonna take an L. Yeah, blogging is where I started my content creation stuff, and writing's hard. I think having ideas and then finding the right words to say exactly what you want to say, that's an art. Any help you need, just ask Gaming Diaries. There you go. And it's tough, and I find that it's just getting more and more niche every day. So less people chasing it, it's a lot harder to stand out, and kudos to everyone that's still in the hustle. Sorry, just peeking at my PC stats, and I'm seeing some stuff that's giving me a bit of pause. Okay, there we go. That's weird. When I go full with camera, anyway. So yeah, for everyone that wants to join in, we're doing some Invictus at the moment. So countdown, 3, 2, 1, go. I know you are all here for any questions you have, but if you want to help finish writing some of my drafts, if I may ask, like, what are some of the drafts? I'm not gonna steal your ideas, I promise, pinky promise. Like, some of the ideas that you're, like, working on. I've hit a weird inflection point with the content. I think trying to write, Twitch, YouTube, and social media at the same time has gotten me to this weird point where I spend so much time making content about games that I spend very little time actually playing games. And I'm nearing a point where I don't have enough game stuff to talk about because I'm not playing games. I've been busy trying to make videos and all sorts of other stuff. And eventually I have to find time to like play games again so that to recharge the battery so that I can make more stuff. And yeah, I've hit a point just like with how busy things have gotten in my life. Like most of the blogging I do now is on my phone. When I'm like standing in line at the grocery store, when I'm sitting on the train to and from work. If I'm in front of a computer at work, like if I'm in front of a computer here, I'm streaming, and that might be the time where most of the time where I play games or I'm like editing a video. But yeah, most of the writing at this point is just on my phone because that's like the only time I've got left to write. Yeah, what are some of the things I'm working on writing-wise right now? Yeah, the big thing was bloggers who stream. Really wanted to put a lot of stuff out there for that because that's something that I'm really passionate about and really speaks to what I do right now. Yeah, writing about the process of creating content has been the big thing for me. I feel like I have a lot to say, having going through this process of trying to expand my horizons, and it's taught me a lot about what it takes to make video, what it takes to be a creator, really, and have these ideas and flesh them out. And I think that's just been fascinating for me as a writer to write about. I found it to be, at least in recent months, like a lot more interesting to write about that stuff than like video games. I think that's just because that's the headspace I'm in right now. But I've gone through phases. There have been times where, like, I started writing about board games in third person because I was going through a phase where I just got obsessed with board games, and I was writing more about board games than video games. Comic books were a thing I used to write about a lot on in third person as well. And as I kind of eased out of that hobby, I also just started writing less about those and went back to other stuff. Worth a try, haha. I have some general what I've been playing, got a couple ideas for character discussions, accessibility, and games as art/styles. Ooh. Yeah, hey Pete, welcome back. Okay, tell me more about accessibility. Do you mean in terms of like special effects, like providing controllers and solutions for people with disabilities, or do you mean like I want easy mode in Dark Souls sort of accessibility? I'm gonna throw that there just so I can get the... Oh man, we gotta burn it. We'll squeeze out that T-spin double though. Throw that there. Bring that down. And Pete, my question for you. So you've streamed now for what, 6-7 days in a row? How are you feeling having gone through this process now for that many days? And are you taking a break today, or is it just 50 straight days? Yeah, I was talking with my wife Steph about like how you're promoting your charity efforts. Side note, like, tons of love for you guys doing that and putting in the effort to make a positive difference in the world with your platform. But yeah, 50 is a really big number to stream in a row, and I'm curious to see how you are holding up. Okay, can we get that piece here? Yes. That's not what oh, man. Okay, this is... Oh, hold on. So you're saying there's a chance. You're saying there's a chance. Oh, no, that was the chance, and I blew it. I blew it so bad. Yeah, we're toast. That's okay. Top 20 in Invictus. That's fine. Actually, let's switch to this one. In terms of special effect, but also how easy mode can be introduced as accessibility, but isn't the only thing that accessibility covers. Yeah, that's fair. One of the things I love about Celeste in terms of its accessibility options, like that game is one of my favorite games of all time. Love the music. In particular, I love the story, and it has like such a beautiful, important story about mental health that I think it's really important for people to go all the way through that game, but it's so hard. But the smart thing the developers do, is they give you all sorts of accessibility options that aren't just like easy mode. It's the same levels, but they let you tweak things like jump in the air twice, infinite grip so you don't slip and fall. You can get, you can just like straight up God mode play through the game and be invincible and walk your way through it if you wanted to. And I think that type of stuff is great. Like if someone wants to play it super hard mode, never die, like great, here's that option. But for everyone else that wants to play it like their own way, I don't see any fault in that. at the same time, I feel like if a developer wants to make the super hard game, like that's their prerogative. So it's kind of a weird, there's multiple sides to that discussion. But personally, I would prefer more options than less. Pete says the problem I have is if I'm tired and not really feeling the game too much, then it's a tough one. GG. Hey, May Dragon, welcome back. You up for some Invictus mode Tetris? Yeah, I think that's a really big thing about like streaming is like you kind of gotta be in the mood for it. It's such a big commitment. It's physically demanding. You are playing a game, and if you don't like that game, it's really hard to be excited or find the fun or make the fun out of that experience. And especially, yeah, with your challenge in particular, like having 50 different games, that's really tough. And I wish you the best of luck. 3, 2, 1, go. And yeah, mentally, like it could be like a favorite game that you love, but like you woke up, you got out of bed the wrong way, and you're just like, I don't want to do this. Like, it's gonna turn into a bad streak. Go Tetris. And so I totally get that. And yeah, having to be on for 50 straight days that's something, man. Best of luck to you and Kim to keep things going as best you can. Gaming Diary says there's a lot of sides to it, which is why I find it interesting to look at, but it may be splitting this into a few posts rather than one huge post. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You could do, if it's a bunch of posts, you can make that into like a whole event on your blog. I started doing that last year. If I had a topic that I could split into multiple posts, I was like, can I split this into 5? And if I can split this into 5 ideas within this, 5 smaller ideas within this one large idea, I would just like, well, it's Tetris week this week, or it's Street Fighter weeks. Yeah, Street Fighter week was the first one. And then the last one I did was convention week. So just 5 topics relating to the convention experience. And just package it up as a thing that you can kind of market as like a bigger event on your site. Hey Dragon says, I need to charge my Switch. Can't swipe right now. I got the same lobby as you. You KO'd me. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that, my dude. But yeah, appreciate you dropping by. And yeah, charging the Switch. I guess you play portable mode mostly, or at least playing portable mode recently. Yeah, again, like I use the term about streaming and performance art, and there's definitely a level of performance that comes to it, and it's hard to put on a good stream if you're not ready to like put on like a good face, if you're not in a mood to talk or be in front of a camera. And I guess there are times, sometimes you gotta grin and push through, but like generally speaking, if you're not in the mood for it, just don't do it. It's not worth it. I was trying to snipe Japanese 99, a Japanese Tetris 99 streamer, but got the same lobby as you by accident. No worries. But yeah, May Dragon, how are you doing today? And also, Happy New Year. Welcome back. Yeah, this is not looking... we can... Alright. If we can get the right pieces here, we'll just burn a bit off the top. And there we go. Now we're laughing. Nice. 4 KOs already, going in the top 50. I know there's like 25 people, like actual people in this lobby, but... Na, 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 na. Okay, we'll put that there for now, and then we'll tuck that in on the side. That works. That works. And we'll throw that down, and I don't necessarily like... Okay, there we go. Quick fix. We're laughing. Man, I jinxed myself so hard. We won the very first game on stream. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be that kind of stream, eh? And then no, we haven't won since. We've come close. We've been top 10 a bunch of times, top 5. But one of those days. You've been sick several days, but I'm feeling better. Oh man, sorry to hear that. If I may ask, no, I'm gonna leave that alone. I hope you like get fully recovered in sooner rather than later. And yeah, I've been... My wife came down with the flu a couple of weeks ago. It was really bad. She was sick and coughing for weeks. It was not a great scene. 36. Not bad. Not bad. Let's go back to, like, classic Tetris. Unless you guys want to play teams. Are we talking teams? Let's just go back to Tetris. Regular Tetris. 3, 2, 1... Yeah, around this time of the year, I'm actually the times I'm most prone to getting sick are the major changes in the weather. So like that transition from like fall to winter, yeah, the spring to summer to fall to winter, that's what messes me up. Winter to spring is the time I'm most likely to hit. Feel unwell. All right, good luck to everybody that made it in the room. Friends and stream snipers all the same. Uh-oh, I've already built a very poor stack here. This has got a lot of holes and dependencies, and we're just gonna have to fill those up. That's fine. Pete, what would you say? And I'm going to say this for everyone that streams, or if you don't stream, you can answer this question as well. Of the games you have streamed, Pete, what is your favorite one to stream? Not necessarily saying what your favorite game is, because what your favorite game is to play and what your favorite game is to stream aren't necessarily the same thing. But what is your favorite game to stream so far? And for everyone else in the chat that like hasn't streamed but maybe has an interest in streaming, what would you like to stream? I mean, for me, the big thing was like Street Fighter 4 when that game was at its apex. That was the game I really wanted to capture footage for, and I didn't have the tech. I had a computer that could capture videos, so I have lots of match videos, but I wasn't really able to stream those. And then Street Fighter 5 came out, and I finally had the tech, but I didn't like the game very much, so I haven't really been able to stream fighting games at all. But at some point, I know we've been streaming for like 2 years now, and there hasn't been much fighting game stuff. It's appeared here and there. At some point, I want it to be a bigger thing on the stream. I don't know how that looks, what that even entails at this point, but at some point it's gonna happen where we start doing more fighting games. Right now, the kind of format that I have, at least in my head, is like the weeknights. The weekday streams are like ongoing Let's Play content, and then weekends are sort of multiplayer hangout sessions, like a Tetris 99, like an Overwatch. And I guess maybe if under that format, the fighting game stuff would come back as like a weekend thing, but who knows? Pete, last year's Game Blast, we played Moss, and we got a really good audience reaction, so that will be cool. That was cool. Awesome. Yeah, that one's VR, right? I remember watching that Game Blast, and I think I had to leave just before you started that segment. Da-na, da-na-na. Get that T-spin. There we go. Nope, that's not going to do anything good. Yeah, for me it was definitely like, man, I'd love to get my Street Fighter matches up here And then that kind of fizzled away, and I was like, I don't know. Yeah, after that, it was just like I approached this with the mentality of I'm making video for my website. So I'm going to go and play Shovel Knight, and if no one shows up to the stream, I at least have a VOD that I can put on a post as supporting material. And it's taken me a long time to kind of find a feel for what this stream is and the kind of things I focus on. Like, this is definitely not like we're here playing super competitive, although I think I played Tetris at a pretty decent clip. I would say, oh geez, I know I say that and then I jinx myself, but I am an above average Tetris player. But yeah, the show definitely has worked more around like personality and conversation about games and life and streaming, and definitely more of a place to hang out than a let's go deep dive into these games and talk about these top tier strats and look at these sick headshots. Of course, there we go, top 30. All right. Countdown again? Yeah, I think so. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's try this again. Any plans for the rest of today? It's actually my wife and I's anniversary weekend. It is our dating anniversary. So I've got to, let me throw at least one of these heart emotes in there for my wife. Love you, Steph. It is our 12th year together. It's been a long time. We've been together for technically 3 decades. Get ready for streaming. Yeah, what are you streaming today? Oh, hold on. What am I doing? Oh, happy dating anniversary. Thank you. Yeah, 12 years together. She's the best. Shoutouts to Steph for putting up with me for as long as she has. Life is Strange. Ooh, I love Life is Strange. Fantastic game. Kim's playing, I'm modding. All right. Man, those games are... Those, like, narrative-based games, IMO, are really hard to stream. I feel like... And at least, for my style in particular, where I like to talk and be more conversational in nature, and maybe I spend a lot more time talking about random things rather than, like, let's talk about the game. I feel like those games are very demanding of your attention and, like, let's be in the moment. And that's something I struggle with. Something I need to work on. And, like, I think I've streamed, like, Life is Strange, like, gameplay only or something, like, super early on in my stream. But thinking about, like, how I approach streaming now, I think that game, like, so demands you to be, like, in the moment and feel a certain way. Or at least it's best when it's that. And that is definitely not the time for Jet to get on a rant about how hard it is to get 1,000 subs on Twitch. Uh-oh. Man, we're only, like, 62nd, and... Oh, I saw some emote hype. I love emote hype. I don't love losing, though. Oh, is there any... No, we can't do anything. Yeah, Kim's playing, I'm modding. Congrats on the emote in there. Yeah, that was not some mind-blowing gameplay, though. Jeez. And yeah, Gaming Diaries, what do you got going on today? Also, countdown coming up. Yeah, Life is Strange. Then that game gave me all the feels. It was one that I still reflect on a lot. Randy, Player 2 Start, recommended it to me for years, and I was like, what? It's a thing, whatever. And I didn't play it until someone literally gave it to me. Shout outs to JJ, who actually gave me Life is Strange on the PS4. And when I finally played it, like, holy cow, that game and that story really stuck with me. And the thing that I love the most about it is this, like, look, I am not a teen girl, so I have never been a teen girl. I cannot identify with exactly what that experience is like, but at the very least, it felt very different from what I play in my day-to-day gaming activity. It was a different perspective on, like, gaming and characters that I don't really play in games, and the type of drama in it felt very real, excluding the time traveling stuff. So that added a whole, like, gaminess to it, but, like, the story and the drama between the characters and Chloe and Rachel being missing, like, all of that stuff felt so real to me in a way that the vast majority of video games I've played in the past do not. And I came away from that experience thinking, like, I would love to see more games like this. Love to see more games kind of take that approach and just take, like, real life things and make that the game. It doesn't always have to be about knights and shining armor and sci-fi and shooting things, and there's more to it than that. And, like, if anything, the thing I would add... Gaming Diary says, I gotta get dinner later for someone's birthday, then just relaxing. Fantastic. What's on the menu for dinner, if I may ask? Back to the food conversation at the beginning. Bring it around full circle. And Life is Strange. If I could change one thing about Life is Strange, I would take out the time traveling element to it. I know it's a big part of that story. I mean, without going into spoiler territory, it ends up becoming a very big part of what happens and what things mean. But if that game was just the adventures of Chloe and Max and you didn't get any rewinds, I think it would have been an even more powerful game than it already was. And if you want to add the fantastical elements to it, I loved what they did in Before the Storm, where Chloe doesn't have the time traveling, but they found ways of tying in those, like, surreal moments in ways that made sense. And I think in my heart, the original Life is Strange probably stands out more than Before the Storm, but I love the framework of Before the Storm better in that it didn't have the time traveling stuff, and it was just, here's the story about these girls going through stuff. Not sure what the food is going to be, but looking forward to it. Try something new. Try something that you have an aversion to in the past that you've been like, oh man, I don't know if I could eat that. That sounds gross. Something that you just, like, have an irrational aversion to eating. Today's the day. Carpe diem. Go do it. Whoa, I thought that was an L piece, and we're probably gonna die here. Ugh. And Bella got me this time. Well, I don't know who beat me. But, oh well. I mean, I just learned how to eat blueberries this week. I had to disguise them very heavily in yogurt and granola. But darn it, I figured out how to eat blueberries, and I'm giving myself a pat on the back for that. Countdown coming up. 3, 2, 1, go. Pete, are you a picky eater? For everyone in the chat, are you guys picky about food? I am very particular. It's interesting seeing the different levels of particular. I think my wife says I'm so picky, but I see her at times as picky, but it's a different type of picky. I am picky in the sense that if I don't like raw tomatoes, I'm never gonna eat raw tomatoes. I'm gonna pick them off of everything. I'm gonna avoid them like the plague. But if it's anything, but when it comes to like what to eat, if it is a food I like, I will eat it every day. Oh man, what was I thinking there? If it is a food I like, I will eat it like 8-10 times in a row, no problem. If it's a food I like, it's a food I like. It's going down the hatch. The way my wife is picky is it's contextual. It is what am I in the mood to eat right now? And it might be her favorite food, but if she's not in the mood to eat it in that moment, nah, don't want to do it. And so yeah, there's like different types of pickiness too. And yeah, I have a bunch of weird aversions for a number of different types of food. Eat all the food. Yes. I should eat all the food, and I don't. It's scary, Pete. It freaks me out. Oh man, I'm hungry now. Give dinner, please. All right, Pete. What are you jonesing to eat right now? If you're hungry, what do you want to eat? I have a really bad habit. I need to fix this. I really need to fix this. I have not eaten anything today. It's 11:30 in the morning. I had time to eat breakfast. Well, yeah, I had time to eat breakfast. I didn't. I usually come down here and I set up and I just go straight to it. Then do it. No, I gotta stream. I gotta stream. I gotta hang out with you guys. Can't make money on Twitch if you're not live. I'm not making money right now. But yeah, I know. Bad habit. I just come down here and I start streaming and I haven't had breakfast yet. Eating on stream, yes or no? That's an excellent question, because I do see people who eat on stream and some people are very particular about that. You think so? It depends on the context. On the extra live streams, we totally eat on stream and even try and make it. You can make it part of the show. It's mukbang time. Let's go hang out and eat this thing. Let's do taste tests. Oh, I have. You think no? I generally try and avoid it because I don't want you to hear me eat. I think the sound of a streamer eating food is gross. And so I try and avoid it. Yeah, that's the thing. Totally bang on. Yeah. So I generally avoid it for the sake of everybody watching. You don't need to hear me chew. That's gross. What are some of your other pet peeves, Pete? And for everybody, this is a good conversation topic. For when you watch a streamer, what are your pet peeves? Like, what are things that like upset you when you watch them stream? And you don't have to name anyone. I don't want you to name anyone in particular. But like, when you see this happen on stream, you just like nope out, or you don't like to see it. Maybe you like watching streamers eat, or you watch streamers who are dedicated to just eating. I guess that's probably a different thing. When number one, no thank you when you're sub. No thank you when you sub. Oh man, everyone's chiming in now. Okay, hold on. No thank you when you sub angers me loads. Yes, I think that is incredibly ungrateful. I don't understand how people don't thank their viewers on stream for doing something. I get it, like when you have a really big stream and people are following and constantly, I understand that eventually it can get to a point where you're just like thanking everyone nonstop and then nothing happens. But I think for subs in particular, you should thank your sub. That person gave you money, say thank you. If that person raids you, say thank you. I was talking to one of my friends and he was watching a stream where the streamer got raided, or like the streamer raided with a group of 200 people to like a small streamer, and the small streamer did not acknowledge it and was actually miffed that people were asking him to say thanks. Like, are you serious? How ungrateful. Like, we've talked about this over and over, and we'll continue to talk about how hard it is to get anyone to watch you on Twitch, and for someone to bring 200 people to your front step and to not even acknowledge them and to be mad that they... Wow. Randy says, I can't watch streamers who play music. Ooh, a lot of streamers play music. A lot of people watch the streamers who do play music. I'm hit and miss. It depends on the game. Like, if it's... I can be very particular about music, so if you are playing music I don't like, I will probably nope out. And I think, like, it's become such a cliche of streamers playing that sort of, like, electro dubsteppy stuff that it just... I kind of, like, am not into that as well. But certain games, like Fortnite, that has basically no sound, so I understand when people want to play different stuff. And I've experimented with playing music on stream. I need to figure out the tech, but I probably wouldn't play licensed music. And I probably wouldn't play like the sort of EDM, techno-y, dubstep-y stuff. It would be more of a hip-hop vibe because that's more my flavor. Also, we're top 10. Alright, I should probably focus on trying to win at Tetris right now. And then we will continue this chat on pet peeves, because I think I've hit a nerve here. And I would love to hear all your pet peeves with streamers. What do you not like to see them do or say? Oh no, this is not great. Of course I say I need to concentrate on Tetris and then we're about to lose. So, that's my luck. Great. Top 10 height. We got to top 4. Top 4 is pretty good. Congratulations to whoever is gonna end up over top. Alright. Let me catch up on this chat here. Can't watch streamers who play music. Number 2, ignores the chat completely. Rude. Yes! I think the single most important thing about this entire experience is the chat. No one is big enough of a rock star to ignore the chat. I mean, maybe like a ninja, but even then he's acknowledging the chat here and there. I know at that speed it's impossible to like read every single message, but if you're like, the whole point of this platform is the ability for us to communicate, for you to be able to message the person on the camera and for the person on the camera to talk to you back. That is the magic of this whole thing. Otherwise, what the heck are we doing this live for? And especially, like, I've seen streamers who, like, I'll pop in, they were at 0 and now they're at 1 and they don't acknowledge my existence. Like, dude, at least I'll say hi and then they'll say anything back. Like, it's not that hard, man. Just say hello. Doesn't even have to be that involved of a conversation, but like to not acknowledge the people that are coming to your stream. And again, like, it's so hard to get people to watch your stream. You're asking people to carve out, come to your stream at a set date, at a set time, watch you for hours at a time, and you're not even gonna say hello. Like, yeah, I'm with you on that. Randy says, not like musician streamers, but people who play music on top of the game sound. Oh, see, that's terrible too. If you're playing like your Skrillex song over top of the game music and you can still hear the game music, Matt, you got to turn that off in the game options. Go mute the music. You can keep the sound effects of the game and then play your music over top. But if you have the music clashing with each other, terrible. Number 3, eating on stream. See above. Yes, I almost never do that. Maybe if it's a taste test or something like Skittles, but I'm not just gonna be like snacking because that's gross. Alright, let's do a couple more. And other pet peeves. I hate... This is my biggest one. Hold on, let's get back into a game here. Countdown. My biggest streamer pet peeve is the stream that's like this. I don't want to go into it. I don't want to watch a stream of someone staring at a brick wall while they are playing video games. That is not entertaining for anybody. I'm sorry, that it's not. And there are so many people who do that. They just zero engagement whatsoever. And I'm not saying you have to be like a super energetic personality who has hours and hours of talking points, but like, man, I personally don't want to watch a stream of someone staring at a brick wall. And I feel like there are so many people who stream that way. What other pet peeves? Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, I've definitely like gone through the process of like watching more streamers, because like prior to me trying to stream, I hardly watched streams. The only streams I watched were like fighting game tournaments, and that's a very different format, and I'm watching not for the personalities but for like the actual gameplay part. And I started streaming before I even started really watching these types of like solo streamers playing games and hanging out with their community, and I didn't really understand what that meant, but I have been trying to watch as many as I can, like big streamers, small streamers, to kind of get a feel of what people are doing and what they're not doing. And yeah, the stare at the wall and not say anything streamer is the one that irks me the most. I think there are some people, and I think it's more like me personally, there are a couple people where the excitement level is like a little too much for me, and I think that's definitely like personal preference. I know people love to get hype and scream and like just dab constantly on, like, that's not necessarily the speed I want to run in or watch, but I understand the appeal. I guess also like the coarse language, that's more of a personal preference thing. Some people really like to see people go nuts, go angry. I remember, this is on Reddit, Twitch, so take this for what you will. Someone did an informal study where he started 2 profiles on the same day, streamed the same game, and he approached them 2 different ways. On one channel, he behaved more or less like himself, and he was calm and a little more engaging with the chat and more conversational in nature. And in the other one, he went out of his way to like rage and put on a scene and be angry. And he found that the stream where he was more calm, the chat was way more behaved. He had a lot of people who were like really in there, engaged, and wanted to chat and get to know him. And the other stream where he got like super upset and was yelling and cursing people out and making these big scenes, got 3 times as many followers. The chat was a lot worse, and he was banning people like crazy, and it was a lot more trolling going on, but it definitely helped his numbers. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I think you probably hit the nail on the head, Pete. The no thank yous and like no acknowledgement of the people that are chatting with you. That's fascinating. Like I think there are so many people that are getting into streaming who aren't going to put in the time and the effort to like make a compelling stream. I think the meta, in weird ways, like the meta's behind the tech, where I think there's still this mentality of like all I have to do is play video games 8 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I'm gonna be famous, and that's not gonna work anymore. There's too much competition, and there are too many people that are going above and beyond that for playing games alone to be the standard. But I think that it's going to be this way for a long time. I think that there's just going to be so many people who are just doing it to play the game. And hey, there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want to do, by all means go for it. But if you have ambitions of bigger, it's going to take more than that. What? That doesn't work? Damn. And I wonder if we're going to get to a point where, I guess, the quote-unquote performance side of Twitch is at a point, like, even now, when you watch YouTubers making video, like, you watch a small-time YouTuber, they understand the format. They know I need to make this video, like, 10 minutes, and it's going to have these fast cuts, and I have to carry myself in a particular way, like a more high energy, be more thoughtful, be smart, be funny. And like that side of it, the YouTube community like really gets. And I don't think the Twitch community at large has like grasped that meta yet of like the best way to grow. And I don't know if it does. But maybe it does. I don't know. Do you see a point where like every stream we're gonna go, and every stream that's like a 0 viewer stream is going to have that level of production value, that level of care, where like they're putting on a show and taking it really seriously, and it's just not working out at all? All right, down the hatch. Okay, top 7. T-spin. There we go. I'm not gonna jinx it. Let's just play. Get these down. Being called BRB. Okay, no worries, Pete. Yeah, I think it's like interesting, like in contrast to like blogging, where at this point you're blogging because you love writing and you love the craft of writing. But in streaming, it's not like you love the craft of streaming. It's you like playing video games and you want to make money off that. But you're not going to see like super crummy writers anymore on WordPress with the same ambitions of being like the next IGN journalist or whatever that is. I don't know. It's not this. I feel like there's a bigger understanding of like what it means to work in that platform than where it is right now. And to be fair, like in the grand scheme of like history, Twitch as a medium and streaming as a medium is really new. Like we've had this more or less for a decade versus writing, which we've had since like the dawn of time, and video we've had for almost 100 years. Also, top 5 hype. Let's go! There we go. Top 4. Top 3. Let's get this W. It's been too long since we got a win. Okay, set that up for the T-spin, then we'll drop the hammer right after. Okay, maybe, well, oh yeah, we can do it. We can do it. There it is. And Pete says, you're just working through something. I will get back to you shortly, Pete. Ah! Oh, no. Okay. Drop that. We're gonna cut off the board there. Oh, no. Oh, no. Alright, I need to get that down ASAP. Oh, that's not how I wanted to use that piece. Oh, no! Top 3. Just been working through our schedule for next week's streams. Retro Friday is going to be Tetris Worlds. Ooh, I'm going to have to tune in. That's must-see TV right there. Tetris Worlds. Man. For those just tuning in, I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com. Personal look at video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. If you want to get in on some Tetris, countdown's coming up in just a sec. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. No abuse if you drop in and we are being rubbish. Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now. The thing that gets me to watch a streamer, like, if I'm looking for skill-based stuff, and not to say that you're not skilled, but what's going to keep me watching is personality and the conversation and the people. If you are cool people who have interesting things to say and you are cool to have conversations with, I don't care what game you are streaming. I will be there. And I've discovered this, like, they're some of my favorite streamers. I think, like, yeah, some of my favorite streamers, it doesn't matter what they're playing. I will be there. I'll be there no matter what. And I'll chat and have a great time. And if it's a game I'm not personally interested in, or if they're not particularly good at the game, that doesn't matter. And I have no idea how good or bad you are at Tetris, so we will see when the time comes. So yeah, Pete, you and Kim gotta stay entertaining, and I'll keep coming back. But at the moment you're not. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I think that's the challenge, and one of the challenges with streaming of, like, finding the, oh, you're bad, okay. That's all right. You practice. I can give you some strats. What the general rule of thumb is, you want to build a mostly flat board where whatever the next piece is, it will fit without creating gaps. And generally, yeah, mostly flat with, like, gaps for, like, one block up, so that whatever the next piece is, it'll always fit. Easier said than done, and sometimes you have to make those concessions, but that's what I try and build. And I watched a video on the Tetris, like, it's funny because I've been playing like that for most of my life, and I struggled to articulate that in words. And then I watched a video, someone did like a sort of quasi feature on the classic Tetris World Championships, where they just, like, eloquently explained that concept to me. And I was like, that is the thing I've been trying to say my whole life. Easier said than done. Yep. Na, 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 na. Yeah, where it really gets crazy in Tetris is, like, at what point do you abandon going for the Tetris or the T-spin and you just try and take singles and doubles, or, like, what gaps are you willing to create in order to save yourself in the long run. And that's like the most fascinating part of this game. And watching how people play IMO. Yeah, when I watch other Tetris streams, that's what I'm looking for the most. Is how do you deal with the situations where you can't properly put a piece down? And how do you weasel your way out of it? Game over. Get out of here. Pete, do you envision yourself as being a variety streamer? Someone who switches from one game to the next? I've thought about, like, the idea of, like, focusing on a game and, like, the people who stream, you're gonna be so disappointed. We'll see, man. We'll see. I think the idea of streaming one game and, like, there's clearly benefits to it. If you are the thought leader or the primary streamer of that one game, like the head of Fortnite, you will grow a lot faster than if you play other games. But like, as a human being, I don't want to play the same game from now till the end of time. And it does come at the cost of growth. And it's hard because there's, as much as you want your audience to be like, watch you for you, there's still a lot of people that want to watch like where the game is more of a precedent. I see it here. There are people, and I'm not throwing shade at anybody. I love you all, everybody that's watched the stream. But I know there are people that only come to the stream to watch Tetris 99. I know there are people that only come to the stream to watch Overwatch. I know there are people like Boss Rush is a show that I do super infrequently, and that like that's almost a completely different thing from what I offer here normally. I know there are people that only come to the stream to watch Boss Rush 2. And there's the potential that I could have grown faster had I focused if I was only streaming Tetris 99 or only streaming Overwatch. But like, there's a human cost to that too that I am not willing to pay. I liked Echo last night. I was real bad at it, but given a few days, I would have been better, which can only be a good thing. Yeah. I do think, like, yeah, numbers might be really important to you, but at the very least, sometimes you got to do some stuff for you. And if only some people follow along, then, like, that's the trade you take to create something that you really want to make, or that, like, helps build community or introduces you to new audiences. Like, I can't play the same thing all the time. The fact that I've played Tetris 99 as much on stream, as much as I have, is like even deviates from what I thought I would be doing here on Tetris or on stream. Like, I thought I was just gonna play like a different game every single time and be the end of it, but this is my sort of home I can come back to, play, hang out, staple game. All right, let's do one more, and then I gotta go, and Steph and I have some stuff to do. It is anniversary weekend, of course. We have 12 years together. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's been so long. It's been great though. Steph's the best. She is the best. That's why I married her. And yeah, tomorrow we're celebrating. We're gonna get a couples massage at a spa. Fancy dinner tonight. That's tomorrow. Tomorrow's our actual anniversary. Tonight is not exactly sure yet. There's a big storm, like a rainstorm happening in Toronto right now. So we're kind of reluctant to go out, but maybe it's just like stay in, go Uber Eats some popcorn from the movie theater, and watch a movie or something. I don't know, but yeah, we'll definitely spend the rest of the day just doing our own thing. It's just good. Oh man, here's a topic that hits a very close to home in terms of like creating content and real life. I've been very busy writing for the blog. There's been blog posts every day. I stream twice a week. I'm trying to get YouTube off the ground. I post on social media every day. It takes a lot of time, and I think the biggest thing I have to do as a human being, I need to get better at balancing this time out. I think I spend too much time away from Steph, working on stuff, editing videos. I was up till 3:30 last night trying to troubleshoot the stream, and it ended up resolving itself this morning. So like really there was nothing I could do, and I feel like there's so many things I want to do, and I need to do this, and this, and like I just don't have the time. I don't have the cycles, and it's costing me in other ways, and I don't like that. And I need to find a better balance of making the stuff I want to make, but also living the life outside of this that I want to live. And that involves, yeah, spending more time with Steph, and whether that's just hanging out on the couch watching 90 Day Fiancé, or like going out, or whatever it is. I just need to find a better way of managing my time. Like, it's to the point, like, even when we're out shopping and we're in the women's clothes section, and I've tuned out because I'm writing a blog post on my phone, and Steph gets annoyed because like she's asking me about like how things look and wants me to be vested in the clothes she's wearing, and I'm like not even paying attention, and like it's a really bad look for me, and I need to be better at balancing all of that stuff. And I thought part of that would be like writing less for the blog, and I struggle, like I think that's going to be a slow process just because I have so many ideas and it's so convenient for me to write. But I think, and with the way that I write, and I try and support the video stuff on the blog, between one post now a week going to YouTube and 2 posts going for stream stuff, that's already like cutting the writing in half. So there's probably still going to be posts every day. It's just a matter of like refocusing my time so that I'm maximizing, I'm actually putting it towards the stuff that I really want to work on, and not work on. It's tough juggling all those things. Yeah, it is. And I think like the biggest efficiency I can have is like I write in bursts, and I have like a month's worth of content ready to go. It's all scheduled. It's gonna go. Do I really need to write this other post right now when I'm just gonna end up scheduling it for the end of February anyway? Or should I be like spending time with family and friends instead? And not to say like I don't bail out on stuff, like if there's family gatherings or birthdays and stuff, I'm not bailing out on that to stream or to write or anything like that. But there's other downtime, so like I think Steph gets impacted more than anyone when I do this stuff. And I want to be better at managing all that. At some point, maybe we grow to a point where I can hire an editor and I can just focus on the fun stuff of like actually recording things, streaming things, and like the administrative stuff like editing YouTube videos or cutting clips to post on Instagram. Like that stuff takes time. That 1-minute clip probably took me like 10 minutes to make. Well, probably more than that. Like having to clip it out of Twitch and then email it to my phone and then trim it even further and put the black bars around it, put in the Twitch logo and like, all that stuff, and then writing the captions, like that all takes time. That 1 minute video that I post on Instagram that is like a pre-existing thing that made on Twitch, that probably still took like 20 minutes. And if I'm doing 3 of those, like that's an hour, and I have 5 highlights from a stream, and all of a sudden, like, that's hours of my time gone. Hey, top 10 again. All right. Nice. Bringing it top 7. Can we... I want to win one more for you guys. If we bookend the stream with wins, that would be fantastic. Even though there was a lot of losing in the middle, if we can win one here. Win this for Pete. Hashtag pray for Pete. There we go. 4. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. 3. Okay. Get hype. Send me your power. Uh-oh. Down, down. Still not liking the situation here on the board, but we're hanging on. We're hanging on. Uh-oh. Oh, wrong one. Okay. There. Oh, that's not. Oh, no. Hanging on for dear life here. Oh, no. That wasn't going to go over. Oh, that gap is going to hurt us real bad later on. Oh, no. Okay. Wow, these other two are not messing around. Crawl over. Going out like Tony Montana here. We're hanging on with everything we've got. There. Wow, no one is cracking here. Here. I know that I created a gap that's intentional for the purposes of like rolling pieces over. Okay, I just need to burn stuff down. There. Just take one line at a time. There we go. Top 2. Top 2. What's it gonna be? You or me? There it is! There it is. 16 KOs. That's huge. Wow. I'm gonna give myself a round of applause for that. Gaming Diaries, yay, thank you. You're far too kind. All right, yeah, let's go hit that air horn. Celebrate as we do. Thank you so much. All right, that is going to do it for today's stream. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning, this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are in the world. I love the fact that there's viewers from all over the place that come and tune into this, from England, from South Africa. We've had Australia, from the Philippines, from the US, Mexico. It's a really cool spot, and I love that just like people from all over the world can all come together and enjoy common interests. And even if you guys aren't necessarily like the biggest gaming Tetris fanatics, it's cool that you guys came in to hang out anyway and still enjoy the show and the company. So much appreciated. Much love for you guys. We will be back on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time with Boss Rush. Chris is going to be here from Double Jump. Rachel will be here from Double Jump. Jason's gonna be here from Downstab. Matt's gonna be here from Biff Bam Pop. John at Hotfire is going to be here as well. We're talking about Game of the Decade, talking about like all the big releases from the last quarter. We're talking about Star Wars, Pokemon, Luigi's Mansion 3, Ring Fit Adventure, Man of Medan, possibly Overwatch on Switch. There's so many games we're talking about as well, and it's going to be a blast having all of them on Instagram, on YouTube, on Twitter at In Third Person. Check out the website inthirdperson.com for more articles and videos on video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. And on I said YouTube. Yeah, new video. If you haven't seen my video on some eShop games that you might have missed, check that out on YouTube as well. Oof, I've rushed through those really fast. All right, my wife and I are going to continue celebrating our anniversary. Thank you all. Thank you, Gaming Diaries. Thank you, Pete. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Maydragon. Everybody that dropped by today. Appreciate your company. Much love. We will see you on Wednesday. Later.